There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again. And then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit, like, constantly.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this 24 February. Man, that like month's almost over. Deep within the basement of the Pentagon, somewhere in Area 51, maybe in the Alamo, you never know. Ooh, maybe in the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, right next to the Stargate. Ooh, or Vandenberg Space Force Base. Anyway, my host is Monday Edition. I'm excited. I'm pumped. We got a guest tonight. Anthony Anderson from Guardian of Valor. I don't know if you guys know the stolen valor stuff, drama that's been happening in the news and, of course, in politics and everyone else with the, holy shit, I mean, just all the stuff about stolen valor. You have seen him on his work, actually posted on Tosh.0, his work. He's also been involved in other news when it came to American Idol, and also when it came to these recent election, congressional and presidential. So I'm excited to have Anthony come on. It has been over a decade. Over a decade. So I'm just like, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to have Anthony Anderson come on from Guardian of Valor, and it is Woo. Ooh, Lordy, hang on. Let me get my AER propaganda. Oh, Lordy, I got to fend myself. AER, make sure you donate to AER.org, helping soldiers and retirees. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited. What's up, guys? I see everybody in the chat, seeing everybody shooting the breeze and stuff like that. Understand that if you don't see some chatting in one chat, we are probably in other chats broadcasting live on 5 different platforms. U.S. Army WTF Moments on Facebook, WTF Nation Radio on Facebook, YouTube, WTF Moments, and WTF Nation Radio, and of course, X, the X. So I suggest everyone get on X or whatever platform you may have that you prefer. So there. Real quick, I have to make an announcement. And this announcement here is on behalf of the Fort Cavazos DES, the Directorate of Emergency Services. They've asked to us to, I don't know why I said it 3 times like that. That was weird. I think I was glitching. They have asked us to post a missing child. This is going to be posted as well on the main page. So again, let me post that. And post this image up right quick. And of course, we will do that for you, Fort Cav. No problemo. Interesting use of PSYOPs. What are you talking about? There ain't no PSYOPs going on. So anyways, missing teen alert. Karaya Nicole Eugenia Dixon, age 15, 5'8", thin build, hair black, brown, ethnicities African-American, black, and last seen, let me see, when was she last seen? I got to make sure I get this right. Last seen wearing a black pajamas and a blue puffer jacket. And so this is going to get posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments' main page. And of course, it'll get posted on X as well, and Instagram. So I just real quick, I'll leave that picture up just for a few minutes or a few seconds. So that way everybody can see real quick if you have recognized not the comments on the post from Fort Cav, which is our Fort Cavazos, which has already been posted already. There are individuals that know of this teenager. And so, again, be on the lookout. Make sure you call the number at 254-288-1170 and ensure that, of course, you have all the information. Take pictures if you can or vids and report that to the Fort Cavazos Military Police Desk. And again, this is posted and shared on behalf of the Fort Cavazos Director of Emergency Services. So... and all the best of the family, and again, we'll continue the search as well. I hate reporting stuff like this, but awareness is important. There are some individuals that think that it might be too soon or too late or whatever, because it could be whatever. But hey, better safe than sorry to have this posted up. So again, you'll see it get posted on all of our WTF Moments platforms. So anyways, again, we have a great night tonight. We have freaking Anthony Anderson. I'm pumped. So real quick, anybody get some emails from OPM? That has covered the news lately, left and right. Now, of course, I'm all about comms. I'm all about free and open comms, not flat comms, because only certain types of people get flat comms or whatever. Now, I want to see open, omnidirectional, 360-degree flat. I want to see open comms, no flats. It's kind of like eating your chicken wings, right? What kind of chicken wings do you like? Do you like flats or you like drums? I don't care. I want to see all of it. Open it. So there's been posts that have come out, and this happened like on Saturday. And Saturday, and this was blasted out to hey Musa, what's up with the flat tires, dude? I don't know what that means. Flat tires or flat comms? This was posted, or this was shared, sent out to some government employee, and some of them not. And when it first got posted, it was bullshit. This ain't no way. This is not happening. There's no way this is being posted up. So on Saturday, at 3:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an email came out from OPM. OPM says, please reply to this email with approximately 5 bullets of what you've accomplished last week and CC your manager. Do not send any classified information, links, or attachments. The deadline for this is 11:50. Is this Monday at 11:59 p.m. EST. Now, boy, my phone rang off the hook, and did you get this? Hey, did you get that? Have you seen that? A lot of our friends that have worked in government that have a .gov account or a .mil account. Yeah, exactly that, Corey. Individuals in the government, man, they're freaking out. How dare you? This is this. Now, of course, the veteran me, the old NCO in me, I kind of thought this was funny. Because specifically since there was a tasking that was sent out on Saturday with a suspense on Monday afternoon. I loved it. I just thought it was funny. And the reason why I thought it was funny was due to the fact that if you have not served in the military or served on staff or currently, and this is an age-old tradition in the military, doesn't matter whatever, or you get a text on the weekend saying that you have a suspense of a specific news. So for me, I thought it was hilarious, and it was kind of like, I don't want to dig at my civilian, the government worker counterparts, but I was kind of like giggling about it because now you know how us soldiers feel, or us soldiers felt getting these taskings during the weekend with a suspense, and by Monday afternoon, by noontime Monday. Now, I kind of like looked at it as well as everybody getting upset. Do you not know what 5 bullets you accomplished last week? NCC. I mean, do you not know? So that got everybody in a panic. Well, there's some that have answered and responded to it that are now freaking out because we have had inquiries in the inbox on how to unsend an email. How do you unsend an email that we sent to that? And I ask why. Some of them have sent memes. Somebody sent, and we're gonna wait for permission for this one, but someone sent OPM. Guys at the Doge thingy, check out that email. What did you do last week? And they sent back 5 memes. So I thought that was funny. Another one was soldiers talking about, all I did was sit in the team room. Soldiers have gotten this, they've responded to this too. All I did was sit in the team room doing nothing. That swept the motor pool. I had to fill out 1,000 cover sheets for something that IPSA is for. I mean, some ingenious responses. Now, I kind of, okay, got it. This was funny, ha ha ha. But then I was kind of wondering, how did Doge, or how did this just come off like right off the bat? Like, who do they plug the USB? Who do they plug into the USB drives or networks to be able to send this out like that? Did OPM know about this? Again, thought it was pretty funny. I wonder if OPM did OPM, the guys the bosses at OPM, did they know? Somebody said they included PT. You included PT. So panic across the weekend, and exactly that. So now, again, what I was saying about where we broadcast on different platforms, I would suggest that everybody log into different platforms because I have other new platform announcements to make. The DoD. I think they forgot to. I think they forgot to check the other platforms. Maybe they didn't realize that there were other platforms out there that they post on. So hey, DoD, just letting you know, there's other platforms out there for you to post on. So we grabbed the Twitter post from the DoD, and because we were waiting on guidance, everyone's saying the FBI said this. We were flooded with this is not what they said. We're waiting on the FBI. I said, well, this is U.S. Army WTF moment, so we're only focusing on the DoD. But however, we appreciate you, so you can go ahead and throw it on the comments below of the other post until we see something from the DoD. Well, then finally we saw something from the DoD. This DoD message came out on an email as well. DoD personnel may have received an email from OPM requesting information. The Department of Defense is responsible for reviewing the performance of its personnel and will conduct any review in accordance with its own procedures. I like that. Own procedures. When, if required, The department will coordinate responses to the email that you have received from OPM. For now, please pause any response to OPM email to the OPM email entitled, "What did you do last week? What did you do last week? What did you do last week?" Hey, somebody in there do a TikTok or something like that. Well, that's what did you do last week? There you go. You don't have to credit me, just do it. Darren S. Selnick, performing the duties of the Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. Now, everyone was dropping the jokes when we came out. It posted it out again. So again, I would ask the DOD, whoever's in charge of comms. Rumors going around, so I'll wait until it's confirmed. Whoever's in charge of DoD social media and digital engagement or digital comms, whatever, life exists outside of Twitter. By the way, there are other pages in your social media portfolio that you could use to post messages out. There's this thing called Facebook. There's this thing called Instagram. There's an account called YouTube. You might as well bring MySpace back. And so, I again, I've always laughed about the DoD and comms and digital media marketing anyway. So for me, this is kind of like normal. This is kind of like, oh yeah, we're trying to do this. We're trying to doge that, doge this. We have new blood coming in. We have, oh yeah. But you only posted it on one platform. Now, of course, this is not me advocating the use of other platforms, whatever. But now, get other platforms. Expand your portfolio, diversify your social media accounts. But if you're just posting it to one platform and you need U.S. Army WTF moments to assist you in this, then yeah, this is kind of a whatever. And of course, with the new administration, anything we say just to critique it, immediately everyone's going to cry and say you're attacking the administration when it's not. U.S. Army WTF moments, if you're new or you're just following this platform, has always shit posted on the on the WTF moments of the DoD and the Army, active reserve, National Guard, state militia. Even we've even cracked jokes on them, and the veteran community, of course. So again, I just thought it was funny that they used this platform, only one platform, to send this message out. Now, of course, I got all the actually individuals saying, well, this was an email sent out too. So were you at work this weekend? Were you at work this past weekend to get this email that they don't have to listen to it? Because the panic-stricken individuals that were giving me a call said, hey, Ken, what is up with this? Why are we doing this? I go, relax. They just tweeted it out. And here's the thing that put icing on the cake. Mwah. Are you going to trust Twitter? Is Twitter now a viable platform to communicate? Are they going to stop blocking people? So whoever's the digital media person or persons or teams, you got a long road ahead of you. And hopefully that the digital engagement person or the digital comms person can at least understand. And I'm pretty sure they're going to get somebody who understands the media environment to get all this stuff out. So I think this was a pretty good WTF moment in itself. We're going to make you do an email. What did you do? Name 5 things. And then everybody else underneath goes, no, don't listen. Even the FBI put a message out. Even the director of national intelligence put some information out. And so again, this is icing on the cakes for a WTF moment. And good start, guys. Good start. I fixed flat tires last week in the cyberspace. Anything you can and will be used against you and all that. Now look, that's a good question. That is a good question. Somebody asked us as well, is Doge or the Doge individuals who answer Doge, DOD, are they authorized entities that you could shitpost against? So like if you see Doge say something, can you say, hey, fuck off, whatever, I'm not doing this. Who the fuck are you? Follow my chain of command or whatever. Will I get in trouble for this? I don't know. I can't answer. I can't answer that question. I cannot. So I guess we have to wait. I will say they're not part of the chain of command, But I will say that they might come out and say, oh, well, there you go. You got soldiers down there that are causing bullshit against Doge, and it's the DOD, blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah. But again, so the DOD response email or account that's on Twitter, I'm glad that it's on Twitter, but go on Facebook as well. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, because you can't just focus yourself on one thing. Ask me how I know. Follow me for more social media exploitation recipes. I'll be more than happy to teach you the ways of the ghosts. One is not going to work. Do it in Batman's voice or do it in W's voice. Just because you shit post on Twitter doesn't mean you're fucking doing shit. Like W. Is that what you're saying? So I would suggest to the DOD response individuals that are currently on Twitter, use another platform. Like, use more than one platform. Do it the way the rest everyone else does it when it comes to your messaging, because the messaging's not. Yeah. You're trying to get your grandfather and your grandmother and your great aunt and uncle who don't know how to use Twitter, and all they do is live on Facebook, and that's where they get their information. And they're going to be like, what's this? Twitter X? Twitter, what, Bird X? What? I went on the internet and searched X, and I added a couple extra X's. Triple X. So we'll see what happens. Again, I don't know. We've not received any guidance from the DOD if this is an actual DOD office that will that if the military, if an active duty senior NCO or officer says, "Hey, I'm not posting that crap. Who the fuck are you?" Are they going to get shit for it? Does it fall under Article 88, contemptuous words against elected officials, if you shit post back against the DOD response team? I guess we'll find out. So, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know. But you mean like Alexander Triple X? No, I'm talking about old timers typing in Google Triple X something, and then the next thing all they're seeing is porn or something like that. They see topless women and stuff. They'll just do what the Germans do. They use AI to catch people. Exactly that. And it's funny that what the Germans were in the news back in the day saying that, or a few days ago, saying there's freedom of speech, and you just can't post memes to that effect. So again, curious to see how this is going to happen. I would say the digital crew, whoever they are, come up on the net so that way we can talk to you and see who you are, to see how you're handling business. Because this weekend of DOD response has not been DOD responsing. And again, use more than one platform. So with that, they don't even allow shit talking against politicians. That's right. You can't hurt people's feelings in Germany. Und in Deutschland, you cannot say this. There was an old Nissan commercial that had it was the 1996 Nissan Altima. And it said, in Germany, you can't even talk about how your car performs better than the others. In Germany, you can't perform how your car performs better than handling. In Germany, you can't say how you're compared. They were literally talking about how Germans can't shit talk each other with their car ads. Because I kind of noticed that as well. I mean, I didn't know, but there is a law about that. And then at the end of the commercial said, "Oh, this is America." It's a pretty good commercial. So, anyways, I know it's not Thursday, but you see. Did you see Angry Cop's video about the food? And it was a great video. Yeah, we talked about it too. We broke it down. As a matter of fact, every mill influencer or military podcaster has been talking about the shitstorm about that. We talked about it. Yeah, we did. I saw the video too. You can't in Dubai as well. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't live in Dubai, but okay. Here's some news that Facebook, speaking of Facebook, other platforms, Facebook came out with a sneaky ass message. Meta came out with a with the most diabolical of posts. It didn't share to anybody. Only a few news outlets came out with it. And it wasn't until a member of one of our team, the actual King Smith, says, "Hey, did you see this? What's going on with this bullshit?" And I said, what's going on? So I think this is, okay, if you don't have other platforms, then okay, I guess that sucks for you. But if you do, I'm just gonna let you, or they can jail you. Yeah, Dubai or yeah, exactly. They can't. Yeah, exactly. Nobody can say hurt feelings, no matter what. And they're trying to do that here in the States. Well, hell, didn't they arrest somebody for during the election for posting some shit for during the election with Hillary Clinton when she was running? At any rate, so they did this quiet announcement. Meta did this quiet announcement. We're now beginning February 19th, 2025. Live videos. Now I'm going to say again, live videos will be kept on your Facebook profile or page for 30 days after they're published, during which you can share replays or clips as reels, delete or download. After 30 days, you will no longer be able to access your video. It will be automatically removed from your profile or page and deleted from Meta servers. This is like, I didn't know about this. I mean, he's talking about me, but I mean, I'm supposed to be so social media savvy, right? Once we started digging into it, yeah, you'll be notified via email on Facebook that when this change takes effect to your account. Any live videos already published over 30 days from this notification will be deleted. Once you're notified, you have 90 days to download your live videos or transfer them to cloud storage. It's in the cloud. Put it in the cloud. If you need more time, you can postpone the deletion for 6 months. Note, you'll be only able to postpone the deletion of your videos once. And after 6 months, your past live videos will be deleted. Note, live videos for memorialized accounts are not subject to this policy. Once this account is memorialized, then the content the person shared remains on Facebook and is visible to the audience. So again, these are live. These are live. Not so. Matter of fact, what you're watching right now will be deleted 30 days from now on Facebook. On Facebook. So there are multiple ways. Of course, I'm just sharing this along. For those individuals that are driving or not seeing what I'm showing you, so that's why I'm reading this along for you. Create a single file with all your live videos you can download to your device to transfer to cloud storage. Download one or more live videos from a page activity log. Just download live videos. It's already changing some of the apps and stuff like that. You must have full access with control to be able to original broadcaster to download the live video files. So everyone asked me, well, so now that this is trickling around and someone says, hey, what are you going to do? What is U.S. Army WTF Moments going to do? Well, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, U.S. Army WTF Moments was approached to discuss the testing of Facebook Live. U.S. Army WTF Moments, I think Grunt Style, Ranger Up, there's several pages that were already there that were given some tests to do it. And of course, we immediately grabbed that opportunity and did that. Are we going to download and save all the videos from Facebook? No, we're not. If they go, they go. On Facebook, of course. We still have our YouTube page. We still have U.S. Army WTF Moments YouTube page. We still have WTF Nation Radio YouTube page. And those pages, specifically the YouTube page, will be the repository, will be your vault to go and find all the videos dating all the way back to the first broadcast of. Now, this also brings another question somebody asked. Does that mean that U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio are bringing back the old chats? I don't know if you guys remember this. The old chats. The old chats back in the day before Facebook Live, we used to post server live videos with chats, with chat logs and files and all sorts of stuff for you guys to go on. It's almost like going on Microsoft Teams. And then we used to have that. And then once Facebook Live took over, then we moved on from that. That is a possibility. I'm not going to sit there and say that it may or may not happen tomorrow or something like that. But the OG chats that everyone was talking about may have a comeback on WTFNationRadio.com's website with along the shared stuff like that. Because, again, 30 days. 30 days. Now, I see this as a good thing. And I'm going to tell you why. For quite some time now, I would say for the last 4 or 5 years, I would say, U.S. Army WTF Moments has been a restricted page. We've been running restrictions. We're restricted. They don't like us. We fit in a, we're like one post away from going away forever. What up, Wayne? What up, Baconator? So we were warned. We were warned. Matter of fact, let me show you an example. Let me show you an example of what U.S. Army WTF Moments on Facebook, of course, the largest following that we have on all of our platforms, which I think once I show you guys, it'll change. We got this threat. Don't lose your page if you get any more. So everyone, of course, the circle of sharks of other pages are going, yes, WTF Moments, yes. Lose your page, lose your followers. Well, how do I think this is going to be good once Meta starts deleting all of our live videos? Well, a lot of the strikes, yeah, one post away. Well, that's what I'm saying, that they're like one post away. I kind of welcome it. I kind of want the page. If the page gets deleted and we have to start over, we'll be like one of very few pages that've done that. I know there's several Facebook pages, military influence pages that got deleted and then they've had to restart and all that. And usually some of those pages are on like their third or fourth iteration of the same page. So, whatever. The reason why I think it's good that all the lives are going away, which are approximate, I think we did almost 3,000 Facebook live shows on U.S. Army WTF Moments, and some of them that have strikes. And they give you an option. They go, you remove the admin that posted it, you could fight, you could dispute it, or you could delete the media. And then we'll restore your page back to normal, and then allow your restrictions to come off and expand your reach will grow, and blah blah blah. So in a way, Meta is doing the work for us, going all through all those thousands of videos that we have on that timeline at U.S. Army WTF Moments that'll start getting deleted. So all the way going back to when Facebook first allowed us to do the Facebook live tests, and where we're getting repeat. We still get strikes for some of the shows that we've done back in 2016, back in 2017, 2018. Blocks, removals, and does Facebook have an FBU? Yeah, really, exactly that. Does Facebook have a Facebook Abu Ghraib for military pages that get violations? No, there's like, for instance, I think it was Grunt Style or Vet RS or something like that. Airman, Senior NCO, the Air Force page. They've gone through like 2 or 3 iterations on their pages, and they've had to rebuild their audiences back up. So again, we are on other platforms. So again, for me, for all the rest of the team, hey, you're doing all the work for us. Well, just go ahead and just delete it. Delete that shit. Go ahead. You're doing all the work for us, and all, if anything else, all the stuff that got deleted, whether we were complaining or not, whatever. Now, these are just lives. I'm going to say this again. This is live, not the pre-recorded shows. So we're kind of contemplating. We got 2 options. We're just do pre-recorded shows and we upload, and then that's it. You guys don't know if it's live or not. Just post a video and then everyone comments and all that. We like the live videos because they're long form interactive. I can see the comments. I can shoot the shit. So everyone, the way we do our broadcast, I don't want to get away from that. I don't want to get away from us doing live feedback while we're on air, because I can see all the chats. I can all see all this. Yeah. Facebook hated drink. Yes. Drink that tune. That was one of the most. That was the biggest. One of the biggest strikes that we would get until those individuals those artists came on to the show. So again, yeah, thinking about the OG chats, thinking about all that, just a lot of other options, because that way, you know, there's something to kind of keep you guys engaged. But again, this is just these are 30 days after we post. So if you guys, if you Facebook, yeah, oh yeah, exactly that. Yes, Guardian of Valor, Stolen Valor, yeah. Facebook got your pay, yeah. Anthony's in the chats, by the way, on YouTube. Real quick, on WTF Nation Radio's YouTube page, all the chats that are being consolidated into the YouTube chat. So you don't have to worry about Twitter. You don't have to worry about all the other platforms that are broadcasting. Just go to WTF Nation Radio, YouTube, go on there and look at the chats. You can see everybody talking. And then you can see all the comments where I'm referring to. Because some people are like, I don't see what comments you're talking to. What are you talking about? So, yeah. So there's like several pages that we've gotten from this. And I can't, partially why you missed the old chats. Yeah, I think the new vamp, the new style of doing it, yet with the old chats and the way it's done and all that, will be pretty good. I don't know. We'll just kick around some ideas, but I just think it's funny that instead of me having to fight almost 3,000 videos to fight the dispute on copyright and content and strikes for whatever, I'm just thinking that you're doing the work for us. All you're gonna do is unrestrict our page now, and we will grow. Unless there's another strike that makes us lose our page. Because if you get a few more community standards violations, you could lose WTF Moments forever. You may lose the page, but we're still here. If you bring back the old chat, yeah, there's talks about that. There's a lot of talk about bringing that back, the old chat with an app, and then that way, instead of you having to go through just to do another coded app or something like that. Who remembers the old fundraiser where the guy got waxed on air? Yeah, to raise funds. Yeah, that's right. That was exactly. I remember that. That was it was like 40-year-old version type of thing event on cameras. So there we go. So that's what's happening with Meta, and that's what's possibly happening with us, to see what we can go. Talking with other veteran pages as well to see what we can come up with. But I'm just saying, yeah, Mr. Katie, that's who it was. That's who it was. The Beckett Bragg app. Oh, I like it. Corey, here we go. We still have William Wallace. He's got to kick us the idea for the 3 Cletus beer. 3 Cletus. So yeah, I'm quite all right with if the page were to go down, and we'll just do what everybody else does. We'll just do another page, and then we'll still broadcast. But then it also leaves us the options to do the old stuff, the commemorative stuff, and then bring that stuff back. That'll be, I don't know. I just think it's funny. And now with the advent of how we have our with technology. I mean, think about it. Back in the day, we had all those fuzzy, goofy ass. We had those blurry ass fucking webcams, bad mics and stuff. And now, with better technology, so we're even thinking about bringing back, our old Facebook group again. I remember you guys the club that we used to have. And then, yeah, just so many options are getting on the table. Now, of course, this is obviously, long-term stuff, but I just think it's funny that instead of us now having to fight all the content stuff and all the community strikes, oh, this is going to be so good because now we're going to post, shit talk, we'll do whatever, and then someone's going to go, bloop. We'll be able to. So, there. That's enough about that. Anybody have any questions? You can just go ahead and review the video. After it's going to get deleted 30 days, though. However, you'll be able to see it on the YouTube page, which still has all of our videos, all the posts that we've done on there as well. So don't give me and Musa buttons. Okay. So buttons, back in the day, the term buttons were for individuals that were pretty. We had the ability to ban your IP. So if somebody was shit posting on the page or on the timeline and just not being very nice to the hosts, we would ban your entire. We would ban the planet, ban your IP, and that's it. And Nobody else could say anything about it, and we would get other mail emails in the inbox time. That would be like somebody could, you banned me on Facebook. We didn't ban you on Facebook. Then how come I can't hear you? Your whole entire footprint has been banned. That was back when we used to be like angry. I loved it. So good times. All you guys in there that remember the good old days. I'm excited. I mean, mute kick. Exactly that. We used to do the mute kick stuff. Like Facebook police. No, not really like Facebook police, Musa. The reason why we were doing this, because there were some guys in there that were really getting, I think we were doing better moderation than Facebook. We were kicking out the racists, the weirdos, the creepoids, and all that. It was just, whatever. And if, you wanted to fucking shoot the shit with somebody and go off to the chat, and instead of having it all put in the main chat, you could have it in the cams. You could DM each other and bring it back. Yeah, exactly that. We policed ourselves. So racist, pervs and all that gone, mute kicked, IP banned or whatever. And the best part about it, in the Chinese bots, exactly, we had people who would try to infiltrate. We even had other individuals that would be from overseas, and that's what gained our overseas audience. And that was the best part about it, because we actually were banning countries from participating. So it got pretty good. So, all right. So what was that? Loads from Nigeria. What do you mean U.S. Army memes? U.S. Army memes in the chat. What about loads of what? What are you talking about? Loads of what? Loads from Nigeria? Are you talking about bots, right? You are not okay. Whew, yeah, he's got loads from our loads. Yeah. Did we get a lot of Karens? Yeah, actually we did. Myself and a former host, her and I, if you guys remember her, why not? We were on the air one time and totally started shit talking to me, saying that I hated vets. And I never understood, I should be ashamed of myself, because I was one individuals that would drive veteran suicide. It was my fault, because I had a different outlook on how suicide is being handled by the VA. And we freaking, one person went on there and just totally fucking set Why Not off, and she fucking just like raw. We also had Australia members, exactly that. So that opened up the aperture, and we were in countries. That's how we had Paul from Nepal. We had an aperture opened up. So I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that, but it's gonna take some time later. But yeah, we had some people that were really fucking being Karen, saying that I hated vets, even though that, because there was one time that was one vet that was talking about, he tried to shoot a cop, and the cop, who was a vet himself, said, "Hey man, don't do it." And the cop killed him. And so the next thing I said, "Well, that's what you fucking get," blah, blah, blah. And then of course I was being insensitive and blah, 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 blah. And then who's that lady you're talking to? And then Why Not? I'm sorry, just went out drill sergeant mode and you got handled your business. So there it is. Ever been punched so hard that your hair fell out? Yeah, the good old days. So again, I'm for this. To wrap it all up on this one topic, I'm glad that Facebook is removing the lives. TikTok doesn't have lives stay on as well. TikTok, you have a live and then that's it. It doesn't stay for 30 days. So it's going to help us clear out all the content stuff, because again, Facebook gives you the option, remove the admin, contest it, or remove the content. Well, hey, if you're removing it from us, shit, remove it from us, please. We still have YouTube that you can look at, and we now are on X. So everything's going great. The walls like sweaty. What was that dummy on X that said we were boogaloos? Yeah. Oh yeah. We even had a member. Yeah. We even had a member of the boogaloo movement coming on with us and stuff. And Facebook was like fighting us to take that off. And we're like, they were killing that page like crazy, because we had guys who claimed who were part of the boogaloo movement, or what were the boogaloos and stuff like that. And we were talking to them about it, and we had them on, and people were pissed off that we had them on. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you go after Vice when they had guys like that they thought that they were boogaloos and terrorism and J6 and yada, yada, yada. Oh, yep. It was Jim Stewartson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's a name I've not heard in a long time. So he brought a lot of us out to the forefront for sure on who's who and all that. Him and Jason Dunlap. So, hey, what's up, Jim? Oh, yeah. Other celebrities, too. Yeah, exactly. Did some celebrities. Yeah. Oh, we're going to bring this back. Deborah Messing. Yep. Oh, hate it. No Hawaiian shirts. Oh, attacked. Oh, me. Will and Grace. I stopped watching that show. I love that show until she said that. Boogaloos. Who is this guy? Gold Corp. Is Jose still covering head commands? He's been investigating these installations that weren't feeding. Has he been investigating blah, 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 or he does like the angry cop stuff? Well, we did the same. All of us, like I said, not just angry cops, WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, we all posted it. Steve Bannon talked about it. Hots and Cots talked about it. So yeah. We had Randy Couture on, yeah. What was the other celebrity? Oh, Joy Reid. Speaking of Joy Reid, yeah, she was, oh yeah. Malcolm Nance, yeah. They were all like, woo. Jose was deported. Jose has retired. Jose's retired. So, what happened to Joy Reid? Well, matter of fact, she got her show taken out. She got the Reid out. Joy Reid is no longer part of MSNBC. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me do some searching right quick, because of course, we don't have a producer, we don't have anybody to assist us. So we just some stuff here that we had, that little something that we had. When Joy Reid was going through some stuff, and let me see, what was this? I think I tweeted on her when Elon was thinking about buying some news companies, and I said, "Hey, Elon, freaking, buy the show, buy MSNBC, so I could take her show." She was She was part of that too. So yeah, thank you guys for refreshing my memory and bringing back the good old days. Yeah, she was gone. And she was pretty upset. Pretty upset that her show got canceled. Let's see, who else? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Great. Yep, exactly that. Rachel Maddow. Man, you guys are on it. Rachel Maddow got in the mix. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I remember all that stuff. Trying to get the Sergeant Major involved. Trying to get whatever, and Sergeant Major of the Army. Trying to get everybody involved. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude bombed her and her own Trump haircut. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, Pip. This has been on my mind. A lot of the individuals that you now know that have been pretty prevalent in the veteran community, we have assisted in each other and collabed, and it's great to see them succeed. That's great to see them going out in the social media sphere and doing all this great shit. Jack Mandeville, yeah, Randy Couture. I mean, he was already famous as well, but yeah, a lot of the Matt Best, Tim Kennedy, Dale Dye, yeah. We've all talked. I'm going to say this again, Anthony Anderson. I mean, that same thing. Boy, I can't wait. I wanted to save some. I wanted to see some discussion for me and Anthony when he shows up. Anthony, man, years. I almost known him for 20 fucking years. It's fucking crazy. It's freaking crazy. So yeah. Yep. She was part of it too. Yep. Everyone's like, yeah, it was so bad. You guys got a better memory than me on that stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. The Gold Corp season was fucking hilarious. I'll be honest with you, man. It was oof. These individuals were out to wreck us. That I don't understand why people go like, oh, we'll hook up, will bygones be bygones? No. Nope. Pete is Fox News now. Segdef, is that what you said? Hegseth. Yeah. Oh yeah, those are great memories, man. Oh, hilarious memories. Oh, individuals trying to get us in trouble. All of a sudden, you realize you're on a list. Or you like, what are you talking about? Somebody said that you're on this and that, and woo, Lordy. That was those were good times. Even trying to get Anthony Anderson involved too. So it's like, hey, yep. We want We won the best warfighter. Yeah, oh man, that's right too. We won best warfighter radio in 2016. Back when those awards were. Hey, matter of fact, do we even have that still? Let me check it out. Now you guys are walking down memory lane with this and stuff like that. Hang on, let me see. Best warfighter. I think we got a trophy for that too. No. We had a big contest. This was back Redcon 1, Mesa, Arizona. Yep. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. Man, you guys are like going through the archives. Holy crap. WTF Nation's pretty resourceful, sending me all the links. Here you go, man. Here, take it. Here, yeah, thank you. No, I got it. Thank you. You guys are awesome, man. Maybe we need to bring this back. That's right, we did win it. There you go. Thank you guys in the chats. I mean, you guys are on it. You guys are doing some serious research for me and Anthony. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, they're best warfighter radio. Yeah. God, man. That's a good question too. Well, we should sponsor the best warfighters radio type thing. And we should be like the holder for it and do the that's a good interesting idea. Y'all trying to put too many ideas on the whiteboard, man. But yeah, no shit. Yeah, exactly that. Boy, you guys are fast. Let me see what other stuff you guys are throwing up there. Yeah, Boom Cutler. Yeah. Man. Redcon. Yeah, Redcon 1. Yeah, shit. Redcon Music Group. It was pretty cool. We were nominated in 2015. Yeah, 2015, 2016. Exactly that. And man, we are. God, some old memories you guys are bringing up. Damn. What's up, Ton? Yeah. Yeah, the grunt style contest. Yes, like that. So, well, we won. Yeah, exactly that. When we won, somebody sent me a meme when we won best warfighter radio. Yep, there we go. What the fuck is this shit? Look at those old memes, man. Hey, what's up, Keith? Oh yeah, you guys are like, you guys are bringing back the nostalgia. I was gonna talk about another story, but you guys want to keep talking about the old stuff. Bring back warfighter radio. Yeah, look at that. Yep. Let's see. Oh, let me see if they got the trophy. Yeah, we got the trophy. Oh yeah, you guys are tripping on this. Let me show. This is the trophy. That. Man. Damn. Look at that. Man, you guys are just like. What about the wet? Yeah, what about the wet t-shirt? Man, you guys want to bring back some of that stuff. You see, back when we had the download the app at Google Play Store, yep, best warfighter. Yeah, man. Oh, this is so awesome. You guys, hang on, I got to fan myself with my EER propaganda. It's how you guys get me off of Klimt. Oh, talk amongst yourselves. This is awesome. Yeah, the grunt style hot sock contest. Yep, exactly that, man. You guys are like bringing it back. You guys are bringing it back. That's what I'm talking about. WTF Nation Radio's birthday is coming up this March. 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. And hang on, I got a bunch of freaking texts and messages and stuff coming in. Yeah, this is awesome. So, late night shows with Jim Beam. Yep. Yeah. Late night shows. Yep. Now you guys know we broadcast 7 days a week except for the bye week for FTX. So why wasn't I around? Yeah, bedazzled avocado. Yeah, man. You know, that was some of the most original content ever, and it's so cool to see other individuals emulate that. It's so cool to see everybody do the same stuff that we did back in the day. It's some of the craziest shit. Some of the stuff is fucking. Woo! It's actually March 7th, Pip. March 7th. 2015 is WTF Nation Radio's birthday. That is when WTF Nation Radio was born. March 7th. So March 7th, 2015. I probably have heard March 6th, but it's March 7th. So yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. We're old. We're old. WTF Moments is 15 years old. So we're gonna take a break right quick. We got Anthony Anderson about ready to suit up to join us, and then we'll go ahead and get everything set up, and then see what's up. And with that, I think you guys are still talking about the after shows. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We'll do another. We'll probably I don't know. We might do something for the birthday. I don't fucking know. So we'll see about that. But anyways, so Anthony Anderson's gonna get ready in the hopper. Got to JMPI him, make sure he's good to go, and then throw him out the door so he can hang out. Anyways, we'll be right back. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
A soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep. A midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. The mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge treated like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army of the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army of the force every single day.
a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
There we go, and we're back. Just making sure my mic was good. We are back. And, of course, with our longtime friend, Anthony Anderson. Brother, how have you been?
Been good, my brother. How's it going?
Oh, God, it's been, I mean, what was that? What was that thing that I shared to you earlier? What was the last show?
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Anthony, still active duty then.
Yeah. Anthony Anderson, Guardian of Valor, and I'm gonna tell you what, we have gone back, man, to almost 2 decades. Or I'll just say it, almost 2 decades of friendship and collaboration and work. And Anthony, it's a pleasure for have you to have you come back in the WTF Nation to shoot the shit with us again, man.
Anytime, my brother.
So a lot of the audience, they don't know our shenanigans from back in the day. And so I know you were in the chats shooting the breeze with the other audience too. So tell us about yourself.
Well, I mean, been doing stolen valor investigations now for, I guess, going on 20 years now, man. Yeah. Back when What the Fuck Moments was just getting started, Grunt Style was just getting started. Awesome shit, my drill sergeant said. I mean, we were all just taking all. I remember the admin room we had, man. We all were in the same admin room. Mm-hmm. Just Facebook pages are just becoming a thing, and I mean, a lot of collaboration back then. You know, honestly, I wish it was like that still. You know, a lot of the collaborations we did back then are kind of, you know, they've gone this way and that way. Nobody collaborates like they used to. Mm-hmm. You know, like when it came to suicides and stuff like that, man. You know, I mean, we would get messages on the page, and we'd have that admin page. And we'd say, "Hey, man, can somebody reach out to this guy? Anybody know where he's at?" You know, we'd send people to their houses. You know, I mean, so the collaboration was awesome back then. Unfortunately, the veteran community is kind of split, which I hate. But yeah, I've been doing this for, as you know, 20 years now. I took a short break for a while. Was getting discharged out of the military, transitioning, was going through a divorce, custody battles, stuff like that. So I had to concentrate on my family for a while. And I came back, I guess it's been a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Not back on Facebook. Grunt Style still has my Facebook pages. We're trying to get those back up, but we're back on X. My website's back up, and we're back to doing what we used to do, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Down the thieves and helping out those that have been accused of stolen valor that haven't committed stolen valor. You know, right. I mean, it's an everyday thing, that's for sure, man.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about your military side of the house, your veteran status. What, you know, would you serve? You know, how long were you in? Blah blah blah.
16 years. Did a tour in Afghanistan, 2009, 2010. Got medically discharged in 2016. Well, got put on TDRL for like 2 years. And then after about 2 years, they put me on PDRL, which is permanent retirement list. Mm-hmm. So I've been retired now since officially since 2016, but on the PDRL since 2019. So this is what I do now. Basically just investigate different types of cases, not just stolen valor cases. I mean, we've done all types of investigations. We've got, I think, currently six prosecutions under our belt from our work. We're also getting stolen valor laws passed. Me and Master Sergeant Donna and Representative Walt Blackman out of Arizona, he just pushed up a new stolen valor bill. I've given testimony for that bill. I've given testimony to the Maryland Senate on their stolen valor bill. Because as you know, the stolen valor law, the federal law, the original one was shot down in 2005 because it was First Amendment privilege, which I agreed with. It was too broad. They brought back the new Stolen Valor Act 2013, kind of narrowed shit down. You know, you gotta claim certain awards and get a tangible benefit. And then if you break, if you cross that line, then you've committed federal stolen valor. A lot of states said, hey, that's not enough, so a lot of the states have put their own stolen valor laws on the books. I think there's 32 states now with some type of stolen valor law, with Florida being the toughest. I think in Florida, it's a felony if you just imitate a veteran for any purpose, not just to gain a tangible benefit like the federal law, the guidelines are. So that's where we are, man. I'm back usually on X now.
Yeah.
Still rebuilding our website, but our main spot's at Stolen Valor 1 on X.
I'm posting links as we're talking too, by the way. So now here's the thing that a lot of individuals have questions on: what is considered stolen valor? I mean, what is it? I know you kind of broad brush a little bit, but who is the? And this sounds like you're regurgitating the same shit we always talk about, but what falls into stolen valor? Like somebody, like you were saying, there was a little bit of an act difference that you said you disagreed with, that now you're glad that it's coming, it's getting fixed. So me saying that I was in the military, and I wasn't, is that stolen valor?
No, it is not. It's freedom of speech.
Okay, there you go. So and if me saying that I got a Bronze Star or a combat action badge or a combat infantryman badge, is that stolen valor?
Nope, not legally, not until you cross the line of gaining something tangible. Now, if you say, hey, if you're running for office and you say, I got a Bronze Star with Valor, a tangible benefit would be what? You gained a vote off of your false claims of that Bronze Star.
Gotcha.
So that would be a tangible benefit.
Okay.
Anything tangible. It could be money. It could be an item, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the military and you actually commit stolen valor, which there's been several recent cases there's recently an active duty Marine that did that. He was wearing combat action ribbon and several other ribbons he shouldn't have been wearing. Now, those are actually UCMJ actions. He was reduced. He was a sergeant major, man. He got reduced to like an E6, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They threw the book at him, he was claiming combat action ribbon, Bronze Star with the Valor, several other things, and I don't know how this guy didn't get caught. He went on for several years before he ever got caught. Somebody finally looked and said, hey, dude, that's not in his records. It's come to find out he had lied about it all.
Now, and that's another thing too, is like the cases that come into your inbox, because I know, because you and I talk a lot anyways. So a lot of the cases that come in your inbox and or that I've sent you as well, is that the majority of the traffic that you get? I mean, do you get a majority of traffic that way? Like, I'm like, hey bro, can you help me out and look at this guy? He's got a couple extras or whatever. How does the information get to you?
DMs. Well, mainly right now, I'm getting them through DMs on X.
Mm-hmm.
I get tagged on X, hundreds of times a day. Sometimes it's just stupid shit. And they try to drag me into the political realm a lot. That's one thing I don't like. But emails through my website. I think right now I'm sitting on thousands of emails that I haven't even went through. Mm-hmm. I get bombarded daily with new leads. And 99% of the time it's just somebody saying, hey man, this guy, I seen this guy, blah, blah, blah. It's not really stolen valor. Same thing with the political thing. People get in fights on X and they'll say, hey, this guy didn't fucking serve just because he doesn't support who I support, and they'll try to drag me into it. And I'll be like, look, that happened, especially during the election. I mean, I stayed on X, God, man, 24 hours a day sometimes.
I know, because I was part of it too. Yeah, exactly.
You had Vance, the Waltz thing, and then you had the thing with Congressman Nails, where in the CIB he wasn't authorized. It was just it's kind of slowed down some, but the political thing is what I hate. I hate that people use stolen valor as a political tool to attack, other people's opinions. For instance, there's this Josephine Guilbeault. I'm sure you've heard about her.
Yep.
She's a protester. She's former Army. She was a captain. She resigned her commission. She's no longer in the military, but she goes to these Hamas protests and she supports Hamas. And she's always wearing her uniform. I get tagged in this. And me and Christina Wong have actually looked into her. Christina Wong's posted about her. And the thing people don't understand is, once you're out of the military, man, if you're not retired and it's in some type of IRR status, the UCMJ doesn't apply to you. I don't care how much you want it to apply. It no longer applies to you.
Right.
I mean, unless you're retired and you're still getting benefits from the military, she can wear that uniform and she can holler, "I love Hamas" all day long. That's her free speech. There's nothing that can be done about that. Now, once she gives material support to Hamas, since they're a designated terrorist organization, then we have problems. And with her being out there all the time, she's on TikTok, she's on, always posting videos, and she's always wearing her uniform. Do I agree with her? Fuck no, man. She's a Hamas supporter. Hell no, I don't agree with her. But you know what? That's her free speech. She's allowed to do it. And and people get pissed off at me. I'm like, dude, sorry, but that's the law. I don't agree with people burning the American flag. But guess what? Supreme Court said that's freedom of expression. They can do it. And unfortunately, that's what we fought for. The Constitution. This is a constitutional right. And until she actually goes out and breaks a law, whether it be providing, and with her being an intel analyst, that's what a lot of people are worried about. I've been dragged into some spaces on Twitter where they've asked me, well, hey, what if she's giving, she had a clearance while she was an intel analyst. What if she passes this information over to Hamas? Well, then you've got a problem because now she's provided material support to a designated terrorist organization. And as much as her face is out there, I'm sure she's on somebody's radar. I'm sure they're watching her. But just her wearing the uniform, people just need to let that go. Yeah, it pisses you off. I get it. But it's her freedom of speech, man. And I compare her kind of to like the Vietnam veterans when they came home. And, they went to the White House, marched on the White House with their uniforms on, tossing their fucking medals over the White House gate because, they wanted to protest the war.
Right.
Why didn't they arrest them? Because they no longer fell under UCMJ law.
Right, exactly. And a lot of individuals say the same thing to us that they shouldn't be allowed to do it. There should be a law against it. And I'm like, hey man, they served. That's the fucking time they got, and they're wearing it. Like you were saying, you can't freedom of speech. You cannot do that. You can't.
Now, if she was wearing her uniform and she was, like in the video you're showing, if she was wearing that uniform and she was wearing major rank, or if she was wearing a ribbon that she hadn't earned, an award she hadn't earned that falls under the Stolen Valor Act, then yes, she could be prosecuted for stolen valor.
That was about to ask. So if she wears a cab or something like that, and or if she wears something that's not military intelligence and she's using that for her. Now, that's another thing that's a good question too that somebody asked. Can you have you being a content creator and you're getting money from that and you're saying you're who you are, not her specifically, but does that
absolutely
you can?
Yes. We actually had a case like that a while back. This guy was claiming to have a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, I believe. He was a Marine. And he got a lot of support from a lot of the big influencers on X because of he posted his Purple Hearts, and somebody attacked him for it and said, "I don't believe that's really yours." And man, I mean, a lot of the big influencers were in there protecting him. I mean, I think he had like 10 million views on this thing. Somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I know this guy. I served with him. Dude does not have a Purple Heart." And I pulled his records, and of course, he didn't have a Purple Heart. It was on his records. I reached back out to the Marine Corps. I said, "Are you absolutely 100% sure this guy does not have a Purple Heart?" And the lady was like, "No, he never even deployed." And I'm like, "Okay." So, and he was gaining material support. What he was doing was he was using his claims, and he had like in his Twitter profile, he had a link to his Amazon gift basket, gift registry, whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah.
And people were buying him things off his gift registry.
Gotcha.
So technically he could have been prosecuted, and the state he lived in actually had their own stolen valor law, and he could have been prosecuted under that. But after I reached out to the guy because he was having some issues, and I tried to speak with him. He knew he fucked up, and he apologized to me, but I wanted him to apologize to the community, which he never did. But he disappeared and he went away, and I haven't seen him since. So, in that aspect, yes, that's stolen valor, and he could have been prosecuted for that.
Yeah, that was my thing, because I mean, like you were saying, that's, and of course, guys, we're trying to stick to stolen valor. Everyone's like, well, what about AIDS? I mean, like, we're getting to we're trying to stick to stolen valor. So let's talk to politics, the stuff that we had our conversations with. Which, by the way, Anthony has my DD-214. So anytime anybody says, well, Ken didn't do this or something like that, hey, Anthony's got...
Dude, I get a lot of... That's another thing I get in my DMs. People will preemptively send me their DD-214. I have tons of them. I was talking to Jim Laporta the other day, and Jim Laporta's like, yeah, dude, I'm going to send you a hard drive, because I want to keep all these on a separate hard drive. I don't like having them in my email. Just because, everybody just sends me their DD-214 and say, hey man, if somebody ever calls me out, here's my shit.
Right.
Green Beret Nap Time's a good example. He's a big political account on X. And he sent me his 214 and he's like, look, just here's my shit. And he is who he says he is. And he asked me not to reveal who he is. And I respect that. Always have. That's how I've been able to do what I've been doing for 20 years. I respect for people's anonymity. They send me their shit. I don't release it unless they tell me to release it, which was happening during the election, with Vote Vets. Vote Vets is a big Democrat organization, and the guy that runs it, people were calling him out saying he wasn't who he said he was. He wasn't a Navy SEAL. He wasn't a scout sniper. And, he hit me up in my inbox, and dude, he sent me everything. He sent me his 214s. He sent me his certificates, and I'm like, look, this guy's who he says he was. He was a SEAL. He fought in the Battle of Fallujah. He led a sniper team in the Battle of Fallujah. Just because you don't like his opinions and the way he thinks doesn't mean he's not who he says he is.
Right. There was a lot of research that individuals were trying to. One of the biggest cases that I remember that really got some good notoriety. I would say not good, but that got a decent, I guess you'd say decent, a decent reach was was Niels, Congressman Niels. And his thing, and that was some of the stuff that we did when we posted. We were talking about it, and we were talking about his combat infantryman badge / when he was awarded the cab instead. What was the deal with that story?
Well, he'd been wearing the CIB since he got elected. And somebody came to me and said, "Hey man, I served with Congressman Nails. I was with his unit. He was not an 11 Bravo. He was not an 18 series. I don't see how you could have gotten the CIB." And I said, "Okay, well, I'll look into it." So I pulled Nails' records, and he actually did have the CIB in his records. He actually had the orders for a CIB, but in his he was never 11 Bravo. He was 11 Bravo when he originally joined the service, but while he was deployed to Afghanistan, his second deployment, he was civil affairs. His first deployment, he was civil affairs. 2005 is when he got awarded the combat action badge. 2008 is when he went back to Afghanistan, I believe. That was when he was given the CIB. So it threw up some flags to me. So I'm like, number one, you can't be awarded both badges for the same time period. It doesn't matter if you go to Afghanistan 4 times, you only get one combat badge, period. Whether it's the CAB or the CIB, you can't have both, And so I pulled the original order that awarded him his CIB, and I reached out to the S1. I researched and found the S1 that originally signed the order.
Right.
And you can read all about this on my website. I actually posted a story on him, and he's actually a history teacher in Texas. And he told me, he said, "Dude," "I was on leave at the time that order was signed." He said, "I did not give anybody signature authority. I did not sign it." And so I went back, and the DOD actually issued a DD-215 and revoked his CIB because of those facts. I posted it on X. He kind of ignored it for a while, but then a lot of the veterans started jumping in because they seen the proof. Even and it was nonpartisan, man. I mean,
right.
I have nothing against Nails, and Nails' chief of staff called me on the phone. He's like, "Look, I asked around the office about you. Everybody said they know you. They know who you are. You're a partisan guy. What's going on?" I explained the situation to him. I said, look, Nails is not authorized to CIB. He has a cab. He wasn't infantry. I have a DD-215 that revoked his CIB. And so eventually, once the mainstream media caught it and Military Times and, CNN and everybody else got involved in it, and they cornered him one morning in Congress, he took his CIB off and he hasn't worn it since. So I kind of wish he would have, went back and put the cab on, because, man, the cab, to me, the cab is, just as, it's just as good as a CIB. If you can wear the CIB, you can wear the cab. There's a lot of soldiers out here that have been awarded the cab, posthumously. And a lot of guys out here that have the cab, and they should be proud of that cab, and to have a congressman to wear that cab on his, lapel, like he was doing the CIB, would look good, would feel good for a lot of people, but I guess he's seen the CIB as more prestigious, and wanted to wear the CIB instead. But so yeah, he hasn't worn it since. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, and notice he didn't really bring it up afterwards, like you were saying. He just stopped wearing it. He didn't make an announcement. Another notable that, and again, it's always funny when we always get together to do these posts. A friend of ours that was brought up by Master Sergeant Jack Dona, Steve Slate. Slate.
A good old Apache pilot.
Yeah, Apache Cobra F-15, flying saucer pilot. This dude was even mocked by South Park for having the Trump store, and his case was, and this one was, I mean, I got involved with it too. This one was just a straight lie that he was in Vietnam.
Right.
What was his stat? What was his deal? What was his backstory?
Well, he tried to say he was in Vietnam and he flew Cobras in combat, and that's been his story for years. Once we got his information and looked at it from the NPRC, the DD-214 that he had submitted did not match what NPRC had.
Right.
So we had to start doing some more digging. Master Sergeant Donner, for one, looked at this 214, did some digging on his own, did some image analysis, and we pretty much come up that he added one ribbon on there to try to show he was in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
He actually joined the military while Vietnam was going on, but he didn't get sent anywhere until after the war was pretty much over.
Right.
He started coming after me and Dona and several others because he tried to say we stole his identity, and that he was a combat vet. He flew a chopper. So I said, okay. So I started doing some more digging, and I actually found a pilot that was deployed at the same time Steve Slayton was in Korea. He was in Korea. He had never been to Vietnam. And come to find out that the chopper, the Cobra that Steve claimed that he flew in Vietnam, had actually been shot down in 1972.
Dude.
And the two pilots, the chopper was shot down on top of a hill, and they were the pilots were actually still alive. Well, the NVA came out of bunkers inside that mountain and pulled these guys out of this fucking helicopter, and killed them. So these two guys were KIA in this helicopter. Mean Mr. Mustard, that was the name of the chopper,
mm-hmm.
and that was the one that Steve posted the picture of him standing beside, which was the second Mean Mr. Mustard that was basically made to honor these guys.
Right.
He never flew in combat. He never stepped foot in Vietnam. And I kept pushing it until he was running for office in Arizona. He was running for Legislative District 7, I believe it was. It was him and another combat vet, Walt Blackman. They were running against each other for the Republican seat. And up until the day of the election, myself, Molly Ottman from their local news, Mountain Daily Star, kept pushing it out, and he ended up losing the election because of his lies.
Now, he's still not admitted anything about this, right? He's still claiming that he's that's him. This is him, and this is him being a veteran right here. The image of the fog of war candidate that right there, dude, had everybody heated up because In fact, this is what now caused, and I'm going to have Dona come on with us in another episode to talk about the act. So what happened because of this? What did this energize to be?
Well, what happened is a lot of the veterans in the community realized that this guy was lying. You know, even some that had supported him once they seen the lies. I mean, we had it there in black and white. I had memos from pilots that had served and said, you know, this guy's a liar. You know, he was never a pilot. He was a mechanic. You know, he worked on the helicopters. Period. That was it. He never flew them. So what this did is basically energize a Stolen Valor Act in Arizona, which is currently being pushed by Walt Blackman, who did win the LD7 election. That's the mean Mr. Mustard there that was actually shot down and the 2 pilots killed. And so now the Stolen Valor Act, which is Arizona, which is named in honor of Master Sergeant Dona's father, is being implemented. It's already passed, I believe, the House, and I think it needs to go to the Senate now, to the Senate floor to be approved. There were some things that needed to be adjusted, some legalese that was in there that had to be adjusted so that it would pass freedom of speech tests per se.
Yeah.
But it's going to pass. I mean, everybody supports it in Arizona, and so there will be I want to say the 33rd or 34th state to have their own Stolen Valor law on the books. And depending on how it comes out in the end, right now I believe it's a felony if you gain something of tangible benefit. But of course, it could change once it reaches the governor's desk. But it will pass. I'm pretty positive of that. Yeah, and Slayton's pretty much, you know, he's out there still trying to push support for Trump, you know, and his Trump store. But you know, he's a lot of veterans, like I said, a lot of the veterans that supported him because they thought he was who he says he was, turned their backs on him because they figured out, you know, hey, he was lying. You know, I had some of them inbox me and said, hey, you're lying about this guy. I'm like, look, dude, I'll call you on the phone. I'll show you the black and white. You know, this dude's lying. You know, people called into the radio show. He'd go on a radio show, I think, once a week.
Oh, yeah.
Veterans started calling into the radio show and saying, hey, you know, so you were in combat. You know, you were flying Cobras. And the radio station would pretty much cut those callers off, which I thought was bullshit.
Yeah. Jack had me hurt, you know, listen to one episode and he's like, hey man, call, you know, you want to call me? You can call if you want. And then I was listening to the tenor, the rhythm of the show. Stolen Valor, the guy's bullshit. And they hang up. They just hang up the phone and everybody. So I was like, yeah. So the information that you normally get, that you get from the records archives, do you get 2 types of records, or what kind of? Because I'm going to show up the Freedom of Information Act one. So what is this record that you see?
That's considered a cover letter. Okay. I consider that a cover letter. Basically, that's a basic breakdown of what would be seen on the DD-214. Behind that would usually be what other records you requested. Like, you know, doing a FOIA request is kind of, if you don't know what you're doing, they don't like to send information that you don't ask for. So if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it.
Right.
If you ask for just the basic information, that's all you're going to get. When I request somebody's records, I request the full OMPF. I ask them, you know, I tell them, don't summarize. I want deployments. I want, you know, award citations. I want everything. So this would be the cover letter. That would be basically a summarized DD-214. Gotcha. Sometimes they'll send me the 214, and it just they'll have redactions of their PII. But yeah, that's your basic cover letter. And then anything you requested, award citations, deployments, things like that would follow behind that paper.
Gotcha. Now, this was let me find out the other one. This was the one that you got, the DD-214.
That's the NGB 22. I think that's for, I can't really see it. I don't think that's Slayton. I believe that's for Waltz.
No, that's Slayton. That's Slayton.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can't see it from here.
Hang on. Let me get it up for you, old timer. There we go. So, yeah. So this is the one you were talking about that came from the National Archives that had his PII
redacted. Right.
Redacted.
And if in block 18 down at the bottom, he had added one Vietnam medal. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but he forgot to add the other. Because if you were serving in combat in Vietnam, you were given the Vietnam service ribbon, and there was another one you were awarded. But he didn't know that, so he only added one to Block 18, and I think he added it out to the right, down there at the bottom,
Yeah.
and tried to pass that off. He was actually the commander of his local American Legion, I believe. Or I don't remember if it was American Legion or VFW, but they basically came out and said, "Hey, he's done with us," so he no longer has a membership with them either.
Yeah, then that was funny too. He was trying to say he was part of some sort of a Nixon Vietnamese program, and that
That's what he had added, the Nixon Vietnamese program, which did not exist.
Yeah.
That was another thing he added in there. I talked with Doug Sterner, who is basically he mentored me in investigating stolen valor. He's a military historian, runs the Hall of Valor for military.com, and he is a Vietnam vet himself. And he said, dude, there's no such thing. There never was a such thing. That's just some bullshit he decided to add to that 214.
Right.
And people do that, man. People, I mean, it's that's one thing I don't like is with the 214s. Those are very those documents are very important to military members when they get out, and I think they should be made more. They're not easily forgeable. I mean, you can go online and pull up a 214 and in PDF format and fill it out. There should be some way that we can make these things a little more to whether or not it's
Yeah, so somebody was telling me that they should, like, when they do it in PDF, they should just lock it out and just make it like an image or something like that. And I don't know how it works. I know there's some people that can change. I know, like you're saying, some individuals that have sent some stuff, and I'm like, what is this? And this is a fake ass document. Like, you could change a leaf form or something.
Right.
Now, okay, so now everyone's asking about Waltz. That was I think Niels and Slayton was kind of like this is your ramp up, but Waltz launched you into the national media,
Right.
and JD Vance. So can you tell us what was the big drama about Waltz, Tim Waltz?
The big thing about Waltz was his the rank he claimed. He claimed he was a retired sergeant major, but he wasn't. He was a retired master sergeant. And what happened with that was when he decided to run for Congress, or Congress. When he decided to run for Congress, he got out of the military. He'd served his 20 years. He was eligible for retirement, so he got out. Well, what he didn't do was, anybody that gets promoted from master sergeant or to sergeant major, you got certain requirements you have to meet in order to hold that rank. You have certain educational requirements. Waltz did not complete all of his requirements. So what happened was on the day he was discharged, his NGB 22 showed him as a retired sergeant major, but they went back later and changed it because he had not completed the requirements, and they issued a NGB 22E, which is a correction form to the NGB 22, which reduced him back on the same day of his discharge back down to a master sergeant. And this was a big thing, because you had two veterans running against each other, and so they're pitting their military records against each other. And so, I ended up having to have a big space on this, and I brought in the Sergeant Major of the Army. I brought him in on that, and I said, "Hey, Sergeant Major,
Oh no, you had SEAC. It was a SEAC, right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
SEAC.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the SEAC, the senior enlisted advisor to the Joint Staff, John Wayne Troxel.
John Wayne Troxel.
Yeah.
I brought him on in a space, along with several other sergeant majors, and said, "Hey, here's the deal. Tell everybody what this means." And they were like, "Look, if you don't complete your educational requirement for sergeant major, you don't get to keep it in retirement."
Right.
And it wasn't too long after that. I think they went. The campaign went back and changed the website to show him as a retired master sergeant instead of a command sergeant major or sergeant major, whichever one he was claiming. So that was the big deal with Waltz. The thing with Vance was people didn't have his records at the time, so they were passing around these memes that showed Waltz with all these awards and showed Vance with like two
ribbons or something like that. Yeah.
And so I went and requested Vance's records from the Marine Corps, got his 214, posted up and said, "Hey, here's Vance's 214. He's got a lot more awards than you're giving him credit for. If we're gonna be fair, let's be fair to both of them. Here's Vance's awards. Here's Waltz's awards. I line them up beside each other and let the public see."
Now you actually, you actually discovered more awards in JD Vance. And then that's what got into the big argument of, after everyone was talking about Walt's not deploying, then everyone started cracking on what is a combat veteran? What is not a combat veteran?
Right.
That got so twisted up now that you even, like you were saying about the division of the veteran community, that it divided veterans now by whatever political party they wanted to believe in on what a combat veteran was or what is not. So so how many, I mean, did you find out what were the awards that JD Vance had that you found extra that people weren't reporting on?
I can't remember exactly. I think it was the Iraqi Campaign Medal. I think it was he had several Marine Corps achievement medals that weren't on there.
Gotcha.
And there was another, I can't remember exactly what it was. But the combat veteran part came in to where, people were saying Vance wasn't a combat veteran. I'm like, no, Vance is a combat veteran. He has a Iraqi Campaign Medal. He deployed to Afghanistan, 2005, not Afghanistan, Iraq in 2005 as a combat cameraman. And, he served his 6 months in combat. So, and, did he get shot at? No, he doesn't have a combat action ribbon, but he is by federal law, he is a combat veteran. Anybody that deploys to a combat zone for 30 consecutive days or 69 consecutive days is considered by law a combat veteran. Now, if you deploy and you see combat, you get shot at, you get one of the ribbons or badges that each different branch has. Like for the Army, we have the CIB, the Combat Medical Badge, and the CAB. The CAB is a little easier to get, I like to say, because you don't have to return fire.
Mm-hmm.
With the CAB, all you have to do is, get shot at and you can get the CAB. With the CIB, you have to actually engage and be engaged. And so, and that's where the big hiccup was, and it still goes on to this day. Had this fight 2 days ago on Twitter yesterday. Somebody said Vance isn't a combat veteran. And I'm like, no, he's a combat veteran. No, he didn't see combat. He doesn't have a car, but he is considered by law a combat veteran. He served his time. Come on, dude. Anybody that went to Afghanistan and Iraq in the last 20 years, there's a chance they could have got shot, blown up, killed, whatever, on the fob, off the fob. It didn't matter. Just because, you may have been at Bagram at the big base, whatever, the headquarters, but you still had a chance of getting blown up. They rocketed and mortared Bagram just, several times a day sometimes. So for somebody to downplay somebody's service and say, just because you were a FOBIT, you weren't a combat veteran. And when I was guilty of that some too. That's the banter in the military community, the FOBITs and then, the POGs and all this shit. But, I think when we get out of the military, we need to kind of, respect each other's service, man.
Yeah. I mean, like me, I'm a proud POG. I don't care. I'll admit it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like you said, hey, you served your time, whether you're a POG, a grunt, or whatever, or you were kicking doors, or you were fixing doors. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it got to the point to where it's getting so ridiculous now. Just because someone thinks of what they've done, now it's gone on to the political spotlight. And I'm seeing that to where like individuals go online. You even had Comedy Central. Central posted your stuff, and I don't want to get kicked on the algorithm here.
Tosh.0,
yeah, Tosh.0. And I'll just play the vid without the sound, so that way we won't get in trouble. But he even had a Stolen Valor segment with your videos, with all your content that he had on there. And bro,
you got to play the sound, man. It's funny.
All right, hang on. All right, cool. All right, hang on. Stolen Valor. You won't be able to hear it though, but you'll be able to see it.
Stolen Valor videos. Have you seen those?
So basically,
Google them because there are these people and they have the most audacity you can imagine. They're wearing the uniform, pretending to be soldiers.
Why are you wearing the uniform?
Because I like to.
Stolen Valor. Just. I mean, this right here was the famous. This is the famous Sergeant Major. That this dude shows up, and this hit our inbox, and we posted, and you grabbed onto it and went to work on this guy. And that was, I think, the most. I mean, this guy was so
He was so ate up, it was Marines that called him out.
Yes.
You
Oh,
know what I mean? Marines don't know our uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see, like, when I saw that episode of Tosh.0, and I'm like, there's no, wait, is that who that? Oh, fuck, that's Anthony shit. So all that stuff, you go on to Tosh.0's YouTube page and and just type in Stolen Valor, like how you see it in the upper right corner. You've also now, I've gotten involved in some, like, almost like tabloid shit. What? Dude, okay, we had a guest coming on here. His name's Chuck Ritter, and his shit. How did you get involved with that?
Well, how long ago? It's been a year or so now. I never knew Chuck Ritter. He hit me up in my inbox one day, and he's like, "Hey, man, I know you don't know me from Joe, but," he said, "I've got an issue I'd like you to look into." He said, "The military community respects you, and they trust your work." He said, "Here's the deal." He said, "I'm an active duty sergeant major." He said, I'm currently the commandant of the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School."
Yep.
He said, "There's some bullshit out there online about me that's not true." He said, "I want you to take a look at this case for me. I know it's not stolen valor." He's like, "But if you'll look at it and go through all the evidence for me and just tell the public what you think, what your opinion of it is." And I did, man. I went through it. I talked to all the soldiers that were involved with the issue. Come to find out, it wasn't, Sergeant Major Ritter had not done any of what he was accused of in these tabloids. He was being accused of trying to have sexual relations with one of his Special Forces soldiers' wives. Come to find out, the wife was actually the problem, still is the problem. She's out there now. Last I heard, she's with some Delta guy, last I heard. And she just goes through these guys, man, and she takes them, for what she can get them for. And that's what she did to this soldier, and had him believing that the sergeant major was trying to sleep with her. And come to find out it wasn't true, and that she had forged all these text messages and stuff, and these phone calls, and sent them to these tabloids. And of course, tabloids, they're going to grab onto this shit, man. Active duty sergeant major trying to have sex with his subordinate's wife. Look at Fort Bragg. Look what's going on over here.
Right.
It was trashing his reputation, man. Like I said, I didn't know Chuck Ritter. Never heard of him before that. I went through all the evidence, talked to everybody that was involved, looked through the 15-6 that was done. The Army did the 15-6, and they cleared him of any wrongdoing. They actually talked to the female involved. She admitted to the 15-6 investigator that she had lied. But the tabloids refused to take the stuff down. So I did a Twitter post, I did an X post on my investigation. It's still on it's up on my X account, and I basically tagged all these tabloids. It took us a couple of weeks of back and forth with the tabloids. At first, they just put a banner across the top of the headline saying, "We have information that this story may not be true." And we're like, "Hey, that's not good enough." When you Google Sergeant Major Ritter's name, the first thing that comes up is Sergeant Major accused of sexual relations with one of his subordinates' wives. It took us 2 to 3 months, I believe, but they eventually had to take the articles down because we had irrefutable proof that the articles were false and defamation, defaming his character. That's another thing we do. I don't just go after stolen valor. I help people like this, to restore their reputations, because, after getting to know Sergeant Major Ritter and seeing his actual, I've seen his records. I've seen what this guy's did. I mean, he won't tell you this, but I'll say it. He's a fucking hero, man. I mean, what he's been through. I mean, shot 3 times, blown up. Dude's been through so many surgeries that it's like fucking Superman, man.
Dude, he's a boss, man. He's Silver Star recipient as well.
He's a Silver Star recipient. Got shot 3 times with a PKM and fucking survived, man. So for his reputation to be trashed over something like that, I just, I couldn't let that go, man. I had to stand up for the dude. And I actually went out and met him. We did a podcast with Grunt Style, Tim Jensen. And we went over this, and he was trying to explain to other soldiers, hey, this is how you get caught up in situations like this. This is how not to get caught up. You know what I mean? I've got videos of the female actually on that link. I mean, she was crazy, man. I mean, she was literally trying to get this special forces soldier to hit her.
Yeah.
So that he could be arrested.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, dude comes home from work, walks in his house, and she's actually got another special forces soldier in the house with her. You know, I mean, and he's married to her. You know, and she would do things like this just to try to get a rise out of these guys and try to destroy their careers. And she's successful at it. She still is. She's still out there doing it, you know, destroying these guys' careers with false allegations, false claims. You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
How did this fucking come about? I mean, this what was the catalyst? What kicked this fucking shit off to begin with?
I don't know what she had against Sergeant Major Ritter. All I know is the soldier that she was married to was having some issues. I spoke to the soldier myself, read his sworn statements. He actually has commented on my ex post about what happened. He was having some issues. Chuck, they were deployed to Syria. They were doing some special forces missions in Syria. Chuck sent him home because Chuck told him, he said, "You got an ego problem, man. You need to check yourself." So Chuck sent him home, and he started off, you know, he hated Chuck for that. He thought Chuck was the reason that he was in trouble with the military. But it wasn't all stemming from Chuck. It was other stuff he'd done that got him himself in trouble. So Chuck didn't even know this female. The only interaction he had ever had with her was they were at a bar outside of Fort Bragg. The soldier happened to be in the same bar as Sergeant Major Ritter. The female approached Sergeant Major. He didn't know who she was and said, you know, "Hey, you know, why are you trying to, you know, get my guy's SF tab revoked?" And he's like, "What the fuck?" Well, she ends up, you know, texting him or something and trying to say that Reginball, which was her that's Reginball right there. Sergeant First Class Reginball, which was he was a special forces soldier, was abusing her. So as the sergeant major, you know, he believed what she said, and she took all these conversations they had about this, and basically
there's another dude in there too. That's what fucking trips me out.
Yeah, that's the dude that she was cheating on Reginball with. That's Reginball. He walked in the house with his mom. His mom's the one holding the camera in this video. The soldier, the SF soldier there, actually has we didn't know this till later, but he actually had a handgun under his arm at the time. So this could have went bad. But Reginball held his cool. That's her right there. She's a piece of work, man. I mean, and they were married at the time. Reginball just came home and caught this dude in the house with his wife. I mean, you know, I got to say he's a better man than me because he reacted a lot different than I would have reacted. You know, I mean.
Now nothing's happened to anybody who's reported it, because the first person that reported it was who was the first one that reported about all this shit?
As far as what? As far as Sergeant Major or as her?
Yeah, well, as far as Sergeant Major's story, I mean, how did
I think he went to Julio Rosas, who's another reporter. He went to him first, and Julio Rosas actually went into it, and he did a in-depth investigation like I did, came out with the same conclusion I did, that, you know, Sergeant Major had done no wrong, that a lot of this stuff had been fabricated. And then Chuck came to me and asked me to do the same, which I did. Went through all the information, spoke to everybody that was involved, spoke to Reginball, the soldier himself, spoke to Reginball's mom, Patty, and actually, I can't even remember her name, man, the female that's involved, but she would actually create fake X accounts and come and post on our.
Kate was her name or something like that? Kate, yeah.
Kate Leanne, that was her name. And, you know, look, I've got history on her. You know, I collected a lot of history on her. She, you know, she was, I don't know how to say this politely. She was a female that bounced from benning to brag, from guy to guy. She had this ruse made up that she was a registered nurse. She wasn't. So she would tell this guy, "Hey, you know, I'm doing my nursing stuff this week, so I'll be gone." Well, that week she would be gone, and she'd be with this other guy. You know, and it's always the special forces or their tier 1 guys. She's always messing with. She's always getting involved with, I should say. So.
And this story had to get cleared up from Jack Murphy's initial story from the get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did right before we came on, before I was doing some show research, and let me see, but this was what was reported on the Guardian, which was a UK freaking media guy. I didn't know that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think that the UK they love our tea better than their own shit.
Yeah.
And
the reporter for that, Natasha Anderson, I actually reached out to her on X, and she pretty much ignored me until finally said, "Hey, look, here's the proof. This is a false story. You need to take it down." And they eventually removed it from the website.
Right. There was like 2 updates. One, the update that you see guys posted on the screen was the one that says Sergeant Major Chuck Ritter was cleared of wrongdoing following an investigation, and Daniel Regenbald has retracted his allegations against Ritter. That was one, and you could see the comments are still going. You just saw one of the comments react. This is still going on. This is a story that I think the headline should be flipped. There is a dude who didn't do this shit. That's what that's what the story should say. But there was like 2 to 3 updates below that one of them was found no wrongdoing, and then another one saying that the IG had found no wrongdoing. Right. And I'm just delete the fucking story. Then at that point, take the story down or retract from both parties who reported it. The UK and Jack Murphy just say, hey, fucking my bad, whatever, and this is it. This is what we should fucking, hey, let's move on, draw fire, move out, draw fire. My bad, I got bad information, I got had, and that should have been it.
Right.
That should have been it. That's still, I mean, I'm just kind of surprised that you got involved. I was just,
I mean, like I said, usually I don't get involved in cases like this.
Right.
But Sergeant Major reached out to me, and once I got to looking at the story, I was like, I can't let this go. I mean, this guy's he's a highly decorated soldier. He spent, the past 30 years, got multiple deployments, multiple Purple Hearts, a Silver Star for, trying to save a wounded Afghan commando. And to have this overshadow all that, man, I couldn't let it happen, man. I had to go to bat for him. And if, like I said, if I would have looked at the story and it looked like Sergeant Major Ritter had done any wrong, or if he was involved with this soldier's wife, then I would have said. But all the information I had, including the Army's investigation, the IG investigation, the 15-6, the guys that were involved in the 15-6, Regenbald retracted his initial statement and said, "Hey, man, I lied." And because she had actually concocted a story that her father was a retired sergeant major, and she was actually texting her husband, which Regenbald, as her father, and pretending to be this retired sergeant major, and actually egging him on to go after Sergeant Major Ritter. And then he found out, that she was pretending to be her father, along with the many other things she's pretending to do.
Right. The only thing that we saw, and this is from WTF Moments research, and of course work, talking with you and stuff like that, and Julio, who's a good reporter himself. Julio Rosas is a good dude. This was also posted on Odyssey's fucking, and I think this is the one that got the conversations.
I emailed them.
Yeah.
I sent them a message about it, and that was their response to me after I sent them my investigation. And it wasn't long after this message that they removed the story.
Yeah, I think a lot. Look, we've been there before. You've said it. I've said it when they're on the post. If it's fucking, we're wrong and we own that shit. Hey, move out, draw fire. We apologize for everything, all this stuff. Let us know if you need anything, and then we end up being their advocate to back this up. Because like you said, had it gone, yeah, okay, maybe there might have been some sort of fact to the accusations. Then of course, I know you, bro. You check a lot of. I'm gonna just say this, guys. For you guys that don't know Anthony Anderson, back when we had the collab chat back in the day, you've checked other. I've seen you've checked other people on some of the facts to stop the rumors and stuff. So I think you would have. I think this would have been this is an easy freaking. I mean, this would have been an easy fix. Just say, hey, UK, take it the fuck down. Okay, got it. We took it down. Odyssey, okay, we took it down. Okay, Jack Murphy, you fucking say, yeah, I fucked up too. We've been had. Let's come over and fucking break bread. Now we can all shoot the shit. That's what I think should have been. And I'm speaking honestly. That's what I think should have happened. That should be the culmination, the end of the story. But instead, bro, I mean, Chuck. I still talk to Chuck, and I see it too. It comes like you were talking about the algorithms for Facebook with all the bots. They still repost this shit.
They do.
They still repost this shit.
He still gets accused of it, and he has to come back and say, "Hey, this was debunked. This is not, I mean, luckily now, if you go out and you Google Sergeant Major's name, these stories don't pop up as the first 10 fucking links. It's pretty much cleaned itself up, and it's got his who he really is. The type of person he really is. So it took a while, but I didn't mind spending my time, bashing this bullshit because he didn't deserve it. It was proven to be false. She's the liar in all this. She's the one. She's out there doing the same thing today, man. I hear things in the inbox. Hey, man, Kate's here. She's still doing this. She's still doing that. She's in and out of court for this and that. She's lost custody of her children. But she's still out there, fucking with these guys, and I don't know, man. And the bad thing is Chuck's story isn't a one-off. It happens all the time, especially the younger soldiers. Luckily, Sergeant Major was older, wiser, and he had the wherewithal and the know-how to battle it. You know what I mean? You get an E4, E5 out here, man, and gets wound up in something like that. And they're fucked, man, unless they have their back.
Dude, that's a Fort Bragg urban legend. What are you talking about? That's what we warn soldiers on fucking our safety briefs, what not to do in cases like this. It got picked up. The biggest thing with that, because it started, we thought the story was going to die down. It was okay. We'll fucking, what we got is what we got. But then this one page called No Cap Fights.
Yes.
No Cap Fights. I don't even know how they got this video, but they fucking
Put it off
posted.
when you read it out loud.
They posted a video on No Cap Fights and you said this was like the tamer version of it, part 2, and the guy was just trying to get his fucking laundry.
Right.
And
she wouldn't allow him to get it.
She wouldn't allow him to get it. And I'm like, dude, how did No Cap Fights get it? You know what I mean? How did they?
I think how they got it was when all this started coming out.
Right.
Regin Ball started sending me videos. Other people started sending me videos they've taken of her. And Regin Ball actually posted this part of the video on his Instagram.
Gotcha.
And I think that's where they grabbed it from. But I've got the second part of that video. And it's actually posted on my Twitter thread of the investigation of Sergeant Major Ritter. There's another video of her. I mean, she's all up in his face, man, trying her best. She's telling him, hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to get the dude in trouble.
Right. Oh yeah. Because the fucking, that's the way is, that I don't want to say that's the way, it's like an entrapment type thing.
Right. It is.
And you guys, somebody wanted the link. Okay. So this is the, if you guys, sorry, here, I'll drop that in there. Boy, people are asking about your Grunt Style podcast too. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get boy, everyone's getting love in here now. So if you go ahead and go into the, and I dropped it in the link, the American Grit podcast that has Anthony Anderson and Chuck in there. Pretty good podcast, man. I'm telling you, man, Jim's doing some pretty good work with these stories, and getting the information out there. Cause that, oh my God.
And he came up with the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's going over the same story which we just talked about.
Right.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of what happened to Sergeant Major Ritter and how it can happen to just any soldier, and it happens every day. The soldiers get taken advantage of. And it's not just male soldiers; it's female soldiers too that get taken advantage of because there's people out there that are predators, and they know these guys and gals get a fucking paycheck and every month, and they know they got good insurance and they want a piece of it. Why do you think there's so many bars and strip clubs and stuff outside of these bases?
Right. Exactly. Or the used car lots that are owned by former sergeants major that we finance
7%, interest.
Yeah, exactly. We finance E1 and up. Your LES is your credit.
Yeah.
Man. So what's next, bro? What do you got? What's up next on the horizon? Because I know you said you were working on some stuff, so I figure I'll let you talk.
We got a couple of things coming. One thing I can't really talk about right now. It's a possibility, but we got something coming with possibly a television show, maybe.
Awesome.
I'm actually bringing on 2 guys. Right now, I'm still working by myself, but I'm bringing on 2 guys to work with me. I don't think they want to make their selves known yet.
I understand.
One's a former GRS CIA guy. He's got some good contacts. He's got some good reach back into the agency, because we get a lot of that too. We get a lot of the CIA shit where, hey, I was a spy, and I did this and I did that. GRS is the same way. So I've got one of those guys coming to work for us. Former FBI agent possibly coming on, who's got some reach back into the agency. And because I need help with this, man. I mean, it's that's one reason I had to take a break, because it was just overwhelming. So because there's so much information coming in at one time, and I can only work one case at a time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
about 50 other people knocking my door down. Like today, somebody's in my DMs, man, and they're like, "Hey, they were pissed off at me because I didn't answer a DM." I'm like, "You got to understand, man. I get hundreds of DMs in here."
Same thing with us.
The reason you answer it now is because you got pissed off at me, and now it's popped back up to the top.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day, we used to complain about getting like 4 or 5 emails a day. Now we get like 80 to 90 emails a day.
Right.
I know.
It's like, I'm a disabled vet, but I have children. I have a wife that also needs my time. And so, even though a lot of the times I stay on X or on my website or doing a case, that takes up 90% of my time, and I have to give props to my wife and my kids, man. They put up with my shit. They come walking in and I'm pissed off about something, and they're like, "Just leave Dad alone, man. He's fucking pissed."
Or you just got off the phone with me and we were yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My wife said when I walk up and I see you and you're pissed off, she's out. Immediately get on X and see who's pissed you off.
Exactly. Oh, you got some winner fucking trolls out there. So you do this by yourself, and I dropped your buy me a coffee link inside the chats. And because guys, this is his own thing.
I don't get paid for this. I don't charge anybody for this.
He doesn't charge anybody for this. Does not get so I say, just kind of like the overhead, get him a coffee, buy him a coffee. I know, and we, the veteran community, and some of Anthony's circle, we had to force him to do this. By the way, we had to force him to get a buy me a coffee link, because this dude is like running. I mean, this guy's running 1,000%. Sometimes I'll get a text message in the middle of the night, and I know if I get one in the middle of the night from Anthony, I know he's got other messages that he's sending out too. So drop some chips in there, do a little donation, buy me a coffee in the chats, because I'm gonna tell you, man, he's doing it on his own. And I'll ask somebody asked me this: have you been offered to get paid to do this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
I have. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name
anybody.
Yeah. I'll just say that I have been approached, especially in the past couple of years, to go under contract for different parties, and I'm like, no, dude, they've been out. I've been offered a nice chunk of change, and I'm like, look, I can't do that. I'm what I do is this is my mission. I stay nonpartisan. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. This is my mission: is Guardian of Valor, Stolen Valor. I don't give a shit, what your politics are. But once I cross that line, I lose that integrity. Once I take money from anybody, whether it be a party or someone running for office, whatever it may be, to run an investigation on somebody, or to do that, it fucks up what my mission really is, and that's Guardian of Valor, man. I mean, I'm not out here just to out people that are stealing valor. people don't understand, what a lot of civilians don't understand what these awards really mean. The Purple Heart, it's not just a piece of cloth and ribbon. It's not just a piece of metal, or, somebody bled for that. Somebody died for that. Stole, Silver Star, Medal of Honor. We don't have many living Medal of Honor recipients. If you're alive and you get awarded a Medal of Honor, you're a lucky motherfucker. That's all I got to say. You survived some shit. And it's worth protecting, it's, whether it's somebody that's getting falsely accused of wearing something that they're not supposed to have, I don't care, and that's where I've said, I'm not going to take money from any party, any person to do an investigation, because that biases that investigation. As long as I stick to my rule, and that's one of my rules, is to not get paid for doing an investigation. After I'm finished with the investigation, I look at it and I spread it out, and I take some time and I look at it and I say, if I put this in front of a jury of 12 of my peers, will all 12 of them say this person's guilty? And if I can't 110% say that they will, I won't post it. I won't go after that person. It might piss some people off. I'm sorry. I would rather let 10 stolen valor guys get by than to falsely accuse one veteran. It's just, it's not worth it.
That's another thing too that I had a question, is that of those has anybody ever like really went after somebody who was a legit dude that kept accusing them of stolen valor? And then, I mean, because that to me, I think it's like one of the names of being like a thief or a liar or something like that. Have you come across something like that?
I have. Years ago, man, it happens a lot, but the first one that pops in my mind was and this was on Facebook. This person came to me and said, "Hey, I'm being accused of stolen valor. They're saying that that I'm lying about having the combat infantryman's badge, and they're saying I'm lying about being an infantryman, 11 Bravo." And what it was is she had been, I think what it was is she had gotten out of the military after she deployed to Iraq, and then decided to transition into a woman. Well, of course, back in those days, women weren't allowed in combat arms, so everybody was like pointing, hey, stolen valor. But actually it wasn't. She had just transitioned to a female after she had gotten out of the military, but she legitimately had a combat infantryman's badge. And the other awards that they were claiming that she didn't have, that's just one that that immediately pops in my mind. There's more that I know I've had, but that's just one that pops in my mind right off.
Yeah, I think there was one that we talked about back in the day that we but we corrected on back in the main page back in the day, and it was a video of these two guys that were Marines that were harassing an actual World War II vet, saying that he was stolen valor.
Yes, I remember that.
And upset him, and we put those dudes on blast. They obviously he, they were, hey, I'm sorry, we fucking just didn't know, blah blah blah. And that's where I think we need to make, like you were saying, we got to make sure we have tempered fucking responses to any accusation of stolen valor. Like I said, that's why when we started becoming back into the swing of things with X and all that, that's why I just gave you my DD-214. I'm like, someone's going to come say, well, Ken didn't do, or are you sure, or blah, blah, blah. And the same thing with, all the conversations we've had and some of the stuff that you've shown me with yours. It's just like, we're not hiding anything. We're not trying to do that, but there are trolls out there that legit come after you. And it's something that, it almost seems, I always say it's like Facebook inception or PSYOP inception or something like that. It just keeps circling back, where the same material gets regurgitated back where, like you were saying, oh boy, here we go again. Okay, last thing. You even got involved in a story about an animated character and stolen valor.
Oh yeah, years ago, Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch was being accused.
We called it Crunchgate.
Crunch. What happened with that? What was the deal? And I mean, I've got the. I think I still have the.
Yeah, he people were just. It was basically it was comical because he was claiming he's Captain Crunch, of course, and he's supposedly wearing the wrong what was it? Something was wrong with his uniform or whatever. So people started calling him out, saying he wasn't a captain.
Saying that because he had 3 stripes, he was a commander or something like that. And then,
right.
And so, how did you get involved with this one?
So it was pretty funny, man. I mean,
this was kind of like in jest, though, right? No one was really.
Yeah. It was kind of in jest. And
Yeah.
actually, Captain Crunch came out at the Kellogg's company or whoever came out and made a video of Captain Crunch. He actually came and did a press conference about his supposed stolen valor. And I think I actually posted that up today because I think somebody else had posted the same question about it.
Okay, let me grab it up. Let me see. I'm trying to grab it up here. I've been screen capping a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure it's straight. They're probably commercials, man. I don't want to go to Disney World when you're doing these videos and stuff like that. Okay, so hang on. So there we go. Here it is. Yeah. So basically, you had Captain Crunch come on.
He's like, my eyebrows are a part of my hat. Come on.
Bro, this was classic. This was hilarious because now people are saying, was Popeye really in the Navy?
Right.
Oh man. I mean, so you got to watch out. Stolen Guardian of Valor, Anthony Anderson will even go after animated characters. Not really go after, but it was just kind of cute and funny that I'll post a story in the chats. But yeah, it was a pretty good story that people even brought you in for something like that. So aside from all that stuff you got going on, you got the Possible Thing series going on and all that. Are you have you been asked by Hollywood? Somebody asked me there. Have you been asked from Hollywood about uniform wears and stuff like that?
Yes. We actually get questions like that all the time. I get reporters, they'll reach out. I'm actually good friends with Josh Mankiewicz. He's the Dateline guy. Me and him talk pretty often because he's had some stories come up of that involve stolen valor and murder. There was a case in North Carolina a few years back. Disabled veteran dude was a legit disabled veteran, and his wife got involved with another man that was claiming to be a Marine, and they ended up killing her husband. And he, in fact, turned out not to be a Marine. And I mean, it was his stolen valor actually turned into them murdering her husband and trying to keep his benefits at the same time. And it was a huge story back then.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's but the thing with Hollywood, man, is Hollywood has a lot of leeway, and that's what I tell people. I mean, there's a lot of funny shit you're going to see on TV. Sometimes you want to throw your fucking cup at the TV and it's like that. That's what is that?
Exactly.
But they get a lot of leeway. So
yeah, exactly. No, I was not looking for a house. I was switching screens.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, somebody saw it. Okay, so there's a law about Hollywood not wearing uniforms correctly and correctly. Is there a law against that or for that? I didn't know that. You can't.
There's not a law. There's a thing where the military doesn't want the Hollywood to show the military in a bad light. They kind of have like an agreement, they use Hollywood a lot for recruitment. Top Gun was one of the Navy's biggest fucking recruitment movies ever. Movies like that. A lot of movies they get right. A lot of movies they add. They have to add their entertainment value to it. A big one that I like to bring up is Benghazi. Benghazi 13 Hours is a good movie, and it is almost true to the T. And the reason it is because the guys behind it, and I'm good friends with Tig, I'm good friends with Tonto, and Sarah Adams. They all made sure that this movie was made so that the public would know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's movies like that. The Outpost is another one. The Outpost is a good one. the first sergeant that's portrayed in The Outpost, he actually worked for me for a while, and he actually earned the Silver Star from that battle. That was the one that Ty was given the Medal of Honor for. And then there was the other one with what's his name? The documentary guy.
Sebastian Younger, that guy.
Yeah. And so a lot of times Hollywood gets it right. Sometimes they don't, but there's really not a law out there that says they can't do what they want to do. But they seem to work good with DOD. I got a friend of mine now that's actually working with a current production studio on a show, and he's former military, and he's actually their technical advisor as far as the show goes. Make sure they're holding their weapons right. They're doing everything, to try to get most of it right. They're not going to always get 100% right, and of course, soldiers and veterans, whatever, they're going to look at the movie and they're going to always find something wrong, something fucked up that Hollywood fucks up because it's Hollywood, and they're going to add their entertainment value. You know what I mean? Like the original Black Hawk Down, I've had people come to me about that movie several times. There's supposedly some things happen in that movie that didn't happen. And then the new Netflix series is supposed to cover some of that. I haven't seen the new Netflix series, so I'm not sure. But back in the day, I was approached by some of the people that were involved in that, in the Battle of Mogadishu. And there was one person portrayed in that movie that wasn't actually there. And they said they went to the guy that wrote the book and told him, and he refused to remove it. You just have to take Hollywood for what it is, man. It's Hollywood.
Right. And some of the things like creative liberty and stuff like that, they just can't. Because if there was a movie, could you imagine like Michael Bay doing a movie about actual military life? You're going to have like big bombastic music playing while we're in the motor pool, sweeping the motor pool or something like that. You can't, there's some differences that we have that we see that can't be put in the book, that can't be put in the movie, that can't be put in the story. And so updates like, for instance, the Black Hawk Down, the original one by Ridley Scott, didn't really cover the 10th Mountain being there,
right?
Or the Pakistani soldiers assisting as much as they did. It almost seemed like there was just those guys there at Task Force, for Operation Gothic Serpent and Task Force Ranger, not the 10th Mountain guys, not the 12th Aviation Brigade, not the PJs, not the SEAL. There was way more involved in that too. So some of the creative differences I can understand it not being, and also it's a movie too. You got to keep the audience interested in the story, and then of course the story comes out. Oh, who's that guy, or who did this dude play, or who did this guy do?
Right.
But yeah, I hate it because then if you start sharpshooting any movie about it, then what are you going to do now? You're going to sharpshoot Band of Brothers. You're not going to sharpshoot Saving Private Ryan. You're not going to sharpshoot, other movies that really aren't involved as much as the accuracy of the story. But that's why they always say based on true events or something like that. You know what I mean?
Like Hamburger Hill. Hamburger Hill is a good example.
Yeah.
Hamburger Hill is a great movie, and it's almost pretty much historical accuracy that, of course there's Hollywood liberties in it, but Hamburger Hill actually happened. And, a lot of the events that is portrayed in Hamburger Hill actually happened.
Yeah, that's a story. That's a movie that I'm surprised didn't get a lot of notoriety. It's a very underrated movie, and I think everybody should watch that. And it's that's some of the stuff that you see in Vietnam, how those guys dealt with it. I think just the stories themselves and the movie that we've seen, you realize, holy shit, they went through some shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't need any embellishment or under embellishment. Just any Vietnam movie was, and of course, unless it was like a B movie where it's like Steven Seagal being a fat sniper or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Did Steven Seagal ever actually serve? This is my own question. Did he ever serve in the military?
As far as I know, he did not.
Yeah, okay. So. Yeah. All right, Anthony, bro.
He may have served in the Russian army.
Yeah, I was about to say he's got a drone coming to his ass. Again, man. Hey, thanks for coming on. I blew through the break on purpose because I knew we were gonna blab, like two old ladies on a porch. And so, guys, we're going to go ahead and after I'm done with, Anthony, I'm going to close the show out. So, Anthony, bro, thanks again for coming on, man. This is,
yeah, man, anytime.
This is good stuff. This is the way, I mean, the way ahead for Stolen Valor cases, man. It's just more's happening.
It is, man. And like you've seen, I'm having problems with FOIAs right now. The Army's put a hold on all FOIAs, which is illegal. Me and man, I'm not good. I got short-term memory problems, but the reporter Jim
Laporta. Jim
Laporta.
Yeah, Jim Laporta. I think Jim Laporta, you, Steve Bannon, even CNN, some other reporters. A lot of reporters have been dealing with the FOIA drama.
Right, and this happened right before the election happened, and I request. The Army's the only one doing it. Luckily, I'm friends with somebody that's actually working at the DoD now, and he has told me he's looked into it. It's not the DoD, it's the Army, and so they're going to the Army and they're trying to find out now. Hey, what's the deal? Why are you holding these guys FOIAs? Because and all they'll tell us is they're waiting further guidance. That they've been given guidance not to release FOIAs. Well, that's not how the FOIA law works. And so hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping this guy's going to get Fort Knox straightened out and get them.
Yeah, Fort Knox, because those Fort Knox is in the news too.
Yeah,
he's trying to open up that vault and see if there's any gold in there. All right, guys. Anthony Anderson, thank you so much for hanging in there and shooting the shit with us. Hang on for a sec while we finish off the show. We're not going to do any housekeeping, so don't worry about it. Again, thank you guys for listening in, and again, thanks Anthony for shooting the breeze, man.
Yeah, brother. Anytime. We'll talk soon.
Yep. Hang on for a second. We'll move on to the other room. Stand by, and I won't be using my Facebook page. Don't worry, guys. I wasn't looking for a house. I was scrolling through some shit. Stand by.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Driving us insane. ATF 0 time 30, no time to complain. Push up in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Tops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Rock marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Souls and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments. WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our zen. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки. Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат-шахтер.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист. Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Дядя Юра, таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма. Я кращий друг зі школи. Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.